There's something sacred about the early morning. Before the chaos. Before the texts. Before the world begins to pull you in every direction. There's you. And the road beneath your feet. A morning run isn't just exercise. It's not just cardio. It's a mindset. A decision to take control of your life before it takes control of you. Today, I'll share with you 5 ways a morning run will absolutely change your life. Not someday. Not later. Momentum is everything. It's the secret ingredient behind every breakthrough, every success, every comeback story you've ever heard. And the best way to build momentum? Win the first battle of the day. When your alarm goes off and your bed whispers, just 5 more minutes. And you say no. You've already won. You've done something difficult. Something uncomfortable. And now, your brain is firing on a different level. You're not reacting to life anymore. You're initiating. Your run doesn't need to be long. It doesn't need to be fast. It just needs to be done. Because once you've put your shoes on, hit the pavement, and completed that run, everything else becomes easier. You already beat the hardest part. And that momentum? It carries. One win leads to another. One run leads to clarity. One choice leads to a different life. Life moves fast. Emails. Deadlines. Notifications. So many voices trying to get your attention. But out there, in the cool morning air, with just your breath and your steps, you remember who you are. A morning run becomes your mental reset button. It's your time to think. Or not think at all. To let go of yesterday's stress. To stop the spinning and finally be still. And that stillness? It's where you hear your best ideas. It's where your worries start to shrink. Where gratitude rises to the surface. And you realize that maybe, just maybe, you already have everything you need to be happy. When the world is loud, a run is your silence. And in that silence, you become unstoppable. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Your habits. Your discipline. When you run every morning, not because you have to, but because you choose to, you're telling the world something important. This is who I am. Not someone who gives up. Not someone who makes excuses. But someone who shows up, even when it's hard. And the more you do it, the more that identity cements itself. You become someone who gets things done. Someone who doesn't break promises to themselves. Someone who leads, not with words, but by example. Discipline in your mornings becomes confidence in your days. And over time, it spills into everything else. Your work. Your relationships. Your goals. Because if you can master the morning, you can master your life. Let me be real with you. You don't run every morning because it's easy. You run because it's hard. And in doing what's hard, you build something far more important than stamina. You build belief. Belief that you're capable. Belief that you can push through when it hurts. Belief that no matter how heavy life feels, you are stronger. Every step, every drop of sweat, every, I don't want to but I'm doing it anyway. That's armor for the mind. Because when life throws punches, and it will, you'll be ready. You won't fold. You'll keep moving forward. Why? Because that's what you've trained for. The run was never about the miles. It was about proving to yourself every single day that you're worth showing up for. You don't transform overnight. But brick by brick, habit by habit, run by run, you become something greater. And one day, you'll look in the mirror and barely recognize the person staring back. Not because they look different, though they will, but because of who they had to become to get there. More focused. More grounded. More alive. And it all started with one decision. To run. Not just to move your body, but to move your life. To shift your mindset. To rewrite your story. That version of you you've dreamed about? They're not a fantasy. They're just waiting for you to catch up. So get moving. The morning run is more than exercise. It's where clarity begins. It's where discipline grows. It's where you stop wishing and start building. It's where every excuse dies and every comeback is born. So here's the challenge. Start. Run for 5 minutes. Then 10. Then watch what happens when your body and your mindset align. Watch what happens when you stop waiting and start running. You don't need permission. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to take that first step tomorrow morning. Because that first step might just change your entire life. Like this video if you're ready to stop hitting snooze on your goals. Drop a comment, "I'm running tomorrow," and mean it. Subscribe for more content to fuel your fire. Let's rise, let's run, and let's become the best version of ourselves one morning at a time.